Okay, so first things first, our first story is Donald Trump and these rumors about a potential military draft. So, y'all know I follow a bunch of independent creators on YouTube, and I started seeing folks talking about a draft, and I'm like, I know Trump is not about to try to do no military draft. Like that just can't be right. And so when I looked into it, I saw where that came from. So I want to get into that video and then go through some of the facts on the draft and how this thing could possibly unfold if he decides to take that option. So we are going to actually look at this video that started it all. His White House press secretary Carolyn Levitt appeared on a Fox morning show, and the host asked her about the draft because she mentioned that families, moms, parents, or whatever were worried because of this war in Iran. So we're going to watch that video and then look into a news story by US Today to just kind of separate the facts from rumors.
Interesting exchange on Air Force One over the weekend, Carolyn. I want to get your take about this idea of troops on the ground. Mothers out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
Mm-hmm. It has been, and it will continue to be. And President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander in chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table. But as commander in chief, there's no greater priority or responsibility to this president than, of course, protecting the American people and protecting our troops and our bases in the Middle East.
So you hear from there where she talks about he has not ruled out any options. That is the line that has people kind of like, what? What is going on with Trump and his draft? And so people have been talking about it. Now, I don't know if that was because I do follow politics. I follow politics. I follow national politics, international politics. I didn't see people in the comments talking about drafts or whatever, So I'm not actually sure where this host was getting that. And this is part of what I feel like sometimes the media encourages fear. They do a lot of fear mongering through their reporting because if you're saying that mothers are worried about this, you had to have gotten it somewhere. And it would have been nice to actually show someone expressing their concern. But whether or not they have those receipts, people are concerned about this. This is a war that nobody in America wanted. Americans have been screaming for things that have largely been ignored. Trump is even betraying his base. So we're seeing that this two-party system is just not working for Americans. We can't get the things that we need done, but yet you have time to go to war. In this article on USA Today, they kind of went into the details of her Carolyn Levitt's appearance on Fox, and they're also talking about whether or not Trump is even talking about it. Now you can see here where they say they reviewed Trump's appearances in his interviews in the last week, and he has not commented publicly on the possibility of returning to a draft for this war in Iran. So we don't know where the host got this question from. And could she actually just kind of be throwing it out there to see how people will react? I don't know. But there's no indication that Trump has said that this is something that he could do. And so they're also stating that if the draft were to be reinstituted, it is going to require action on behalf of Congress. There's going to have to be some type of congressional act for that to take place. It's going to involve amending the Military Selective Service Act, and people will have to be eligible. They'll have to figure out who qualifies, and it would just be a whole process. It's not something that they'd be like, hey, the draft is coming back, and then tomorrow people are getting letters about where they're going to be serving. It wouldn't happen like that. And I just think it's important to discuss that and go over that, because if this is a real fear or concern of the American people, particularly folks with children or who may be in that age bracket between 18 and I think it's like 29. This is something that you want to be following. And it just has me questioning the state of our military. Like, what does it mean for our future that you would have to even resort to doing a draft? What would that signal in terms of war and how long we could possibly be at war and who we would be warring against? It's just a lot. And nobody wants war. Like, let's be clear. I don't know anybody who wants us to go to war. No American, definitely not no black folks want us to go to war. So I don't know where all this is coming from. And I do want to eventually at some point get into the spiritual aspect of this because there have been reports that military generals are telling soldiers that this is a war to bring about the Messiah. They are trying to start, I guess you could say, the tribulation. I don't know what they got going on, but there were rumblings, rumors that this war was intended to bring about Armageddon. So I do want to talk about that. I think that is so relevant. I think it's so relevant. And if you are familiar with my content, if you've seen any of my recent videos, you may have come across the one where I talk about us living in days and times where prophecy is literally unfolding. And I feel like prophecy has always been unfolding, but right now it's on a different level. What we're saying is on a different level. And I think we should be paying attention and be talking about it from a spiritual perspective as well, especially those of us who are Israel and who need to be discerning the times and understanding what is going to take place so that we will be ready. The scripture tells us to watch and be ready. And it's just a lot going on with it that I've been seeing in my own studies that I want to talk about. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if I'm going to have that conversation openly on YouTube or if it'll be something that will be on Patreon. So that's again a reason why you should be a member of my Patreon. Again, it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay nothing. But I just want to make sure my audience is where I am so we can have these conversations. But let me know what y'all think about this. Are you worried about a potential draft or America trying to reinstitute the draft? Let me know in the comments. Now, thank you for watching this video clip. Click the link in the description box or in the comment section to watch the full video and be sure to subscribe for more.